Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Vertiginous Golf. So, we did 3 of the 4 storyline, backstory levels, and we have, I think what we did, if I was to guess, we defeated the bad guys and crashed the floating city into the ground. If I was just to guess, that's what I think happened. Let's see, a little bit more power than that. There we go. Nah, didn't quite make it, but close enough. And so now we're just getting a wrap up of that.
Now it is time for me to challenge my doubts, cut out my neuroses, and do what I was always destined to do. To take our 2 cities and finally find the middle ground. In remembrance of my dear and departed friend, Marcus Fredrickson, I fixed the glitch of his floatolator and used its power to back up the syndicator and give it a much needed boost, so we can come together at last.
Wow, landed right on that.
Fredrickson used to warn me, with that warm, melting smile of his, that life happens while you make other plans. How true that is. For all of my worrying about my discoveries, creations, and the impact it has on all our lives, the answer to the hideous problem of the underneath land was right under my nose all the time. Or should I say, hanging above my head.
That was a tough shot.
Or an exciting and utterly unforeseen side effect of my syndicator and Fredrickson's floatolator being synced up and mechanized as one was the excess energy. Why, my lords and ladies, the sheer power of the machine. When I siphoned it into Scudburough to levitate its land, the fog and smog pushed away like a beautiful newborn baby. Scudburough emerged from under to up, and all the lights blinkered to life. And, I falsify not, but for the first time I could see people on the streets, celebrating, dancing, and singing full of joie de vivre.
So, I shot 1 under par. Nice. I think I might be getting a little bit better at this.
The lowland, no longer low, shone like a newfound star in the sky, a true and real blessing as I've seen one.
This really isn't real putt-putt, though.
And then Scudburough didn't so much rise, but soar, to meet its twin upon the clouds, together again, but yet with a strange, stirring feeling of pride that it was really for the first time.
That worked without really having to look.
Friends and family of Scudburough, we are going home. Fellow siblings of new Lun-Donne, I know you would take us into your bosom. Don't be afraid, this is not an ending, this is a beginning. My dear departed father was a labourer in the cornfields outside Scudburough when such growth of life existed. He would always come home after a long, long day's work with bleeding hands, but with a smile on his face.
This is a tough one because I think I need to get it just so nothing hits me. You need to just, I think, get it right there so the fans can blow you backwards. It doesn't seem like that's the case. And it's not that either. Well, being happy for being 1 over par, 1 under par is... Oh, so now we can see the cities down below in the skybox, which is great, but I would like to file a complaint really about the fact that there's loading in between certain holes. That still doesn't seem to make the most amount of sense. Did I do it? Wow. Many attempts. And see, any game that has crazy putt-putt like this runs into the main problem of you're just gonna burn out of elements. And I think even with the ability to create custom squares and move things around and have
And as he sat at the table for our meagre supper, I would ask in my childhood innocence why, when he bled so, was covered with dirt and was tired beyond reckoning. And he would look at me with his big blue but weary eyes. Because, sweetie, there were many people in the field today. And I, with childish tenacity, would remember my learnings from school and reply, "Ah, Pop, I see. Many hands make light work." And he'd say, "Oh no, nothing like that. It's just I never feel alone."
Oops.
Scudburough and New Lun-Donne, we are now and forever never alone. But I'm afraid the same cannot be said for King Leopold. After Parliament found out he had doctored the report on pollution output from high to lowland, he was sitting awaiting trial. But when news of his hand in the assassination of his sister Victoriana to throne himself, well, his escape was brilliantly executed. But even though justice hasn't been served, there is still hope surrounding and swelling.
So, more story maybe? I don't think so. I think there's 2 more holes here and then that's it.
For today is for raising our eyes to the skies, not the past. Scudburough, can you hear the wind?
I like the way the camera works here.
Can you feel the rush of new air? Are you drinking in pure oxygen? Arise, arise, Scudburough, take hold of your destiny. This is not the time for fear or regret. Arise, arise, Scudburough. This is not the time for petty prejudice and retro resentments. Forgive New Lun-Donne and reach up to them. Follow their flow, using their very hearts and veins as maps to lead to future riches. Go to them as if they are your very own bloodline.
The lights are all on and everybody is finally home. Today I took a walk through the sparkling sights and sounds of our new land. There was celebrating and I heard a chanting exultation that will be forever embedded in my mind. So much so it's beginning to push the darker, unwanted thoughts out. I heard a chorus of former Highlanders and ex-Lowlanders chanting together. Every woman, every man, welcome to the coming of the new Middle Lands.
Darn it. I did all that work and I forgot the hole had locked out after a while. You know, I would not have thought a putt-putt game would have gotten me this happy to play it, honestly. It's actually accomplishing something I would not have believed it could have done. By putting this backstory in here. Of course, if this was just a walking simulator with the same story, you probably could have done better. You could have put more focus on the story, which seems like what they want to focus on.
Leopold has gone, we may never know. He's escaped answering to his crimes against our humanity, and his lies to keep the royal royal and the rich rich. But if there is a cosmic law or a universal justice, and even though I am not a cruel man at heart, I do hope he suffers for what he has done to us.
And the story is pretty much making it seem obvious that Leopold's the bad guy, but now, we may be getting a one-sided story.
And begin to understand what new beginnings are truly made of. Do we not miss a voice in the darkness? For even though Auntie Anne was not real, she still spoke for the collective unconscious. Is this a role that is needed? Can somebody take the time to create something wholesome and good out of the identity? Yes, I think they can. And I know just the right person.
Formerly known as the Kingfisher, now I feel like a queen in waiting, for I am Aunt Adriana. No I or E here. No childish games or unnecessary pet names. I am for you all, for you do not serve me. No, I serve you. I am not here to tell you what you must be and what you must do. Those are choices you make for yourself, no matter how scary sometimes they can be. No, I am here to listen, just listen. Over, but most definitely not out.
That's actually, wow, I guess that is the right way to use that phrase. I don't think very many people would know that that's the right way to use the phrase. Like, because you really don't have to say over and out. You can just say out, because out means I'm not listening anymore, I'm not there. And over means I'm stopped talking. So saying over and out is like saying I've stopped talking and I'm not listening and I'm leaving, when you could just say I'm leaving.
And as you sweep through the lush e-fields of Verti Golf, playing the true game of the people, the gentle folks' reminder of what is great and good about future tech. Remember, keep cool and caddy on.
Keep cool and caddy on.
And now for our daily update from
Oh, we're doing it again. We're yet again having more story here. It's just gonna be an endless circle. Well, clearly the game only progresses if you do blow up the engine and land and get rid of the pollution. So we'll see what the next record says, but it's probably new middleman or the king. It's really silly there how they have to just cram the fishing part into the game.
No middling and muddling ground. There is nothing good or fine about this morn, day, night, or week. I am only mere miles away from you. But am I above, below, to your left, or to your right? Or maybe I am all around at all times. Or maybe I am already here, in the middle of you all, watching, waiting. Listen up, for this is a message to heed and heed well. With my third eye, I have seen into the devils. I have seen the punchline to the great cosmic joke of it all. I have seen what is above, yes, even above the highland.
Apparently I just hit a tornado, which seems odd. Wouldn't have expected that. I still feel like there's not enough in this game. Honestly. Wow, this is like a boss fight in the form of golfing. And then there's like hurricanes and all kinds of things. Gravity balls. I don't know where I'm really supposed to be going. I'm starting to think that this game really isn't about golf at all. That it's simply a false facade of being about golf to tell this other story. Which, I mean, it isn't the first time I've seen a game hide its true gameplay mechanics, but this would be the first time I've ever seen one do it so so blatantly and in such an odd way. Like, a lot of people would never buy a game like this just because it looks like a golf game to see the story. And a lot of people who bought a golf game and wanted to play a golf game might be a little disappointed.
There is something up there. Something that has been watching your petty squabbling and pathetic Pyrrhic whines, and it is coming for you all. For are there not questions that have been on even the most foolish of lips? From where does synticity originally come? And who created it? The answer will amaze the mind and strike fear in the heart in equal measure. For my name was Leopold the Great, but now you can call me the Albatross. For when I return to act out my revenge, you will have that unmistakable sinking feeling. And when you least expect it, there is only one way you are going, and that, Middle Landers, is down. Over, but never, ever out.
That's a weird callback. And see, this is funny because right there, it looks like better graphics now. Like, it's still pretty bad back this way, but it feels like the graphics got a little less bad. And really, let's see, there's no reason not to just buy as many things as possible. Don't have quite enough to afford it, but getting that gold multiplier. Online multiplayer. Vertiginous Golf. So here's the question. Courses Reunion Hole 1. We've done the backstory, and honestly, you got a lot of gold for doing the backstory. I may have missed the tutorial section. Let's hop in that and see if we actually played that. Like, that whole scene could have easily just been simply get the ball into the hole, free stroke holes, press any key to continue. We did this. Yeah, we did this. Alright, so quit round. I was a little confused there. Somehow, without really realizing it, we did the introduction and we did the middleman and we did the reunion. And so now there's either vertiginous courses or Adventist courses. And so I bet if there's going to be any story, it's going to be the Adventist ones. So let's try that and see what this does. Either that's the case or there's just that's the end of the backstory completely. But it is possible that there might be more story. If that's claimed to be the backstory, there might be more story around, but you have to find it. That's going to be the question. We're on the green, so you just kind of get the edge of this. And I don't even think I have the influenza bug to influence. So we shoot par. And see, that seems like a really, really short section. but maybe you'll only get one bit of backstory per round. And with no influence. See, now I'm just playing golf. Or putt-putt. I mean, you're not really playing golf. Let's be honest here. Golf, the real golf requires you to be able to hit multiple shots from multiple different distances with multiple styles of clubs. You know, this is not a terrible game to play. I've gotten several recordings out of it, and frankly, I could see myself playing this every now and then. Does this work any better as a cell phone game? Not really. Like it works just as well with the controller as it probably would work on a tablet or cell phone game. What really comes down to hurt it, though, is the kind of lack of levels. There's a decent amount of them, certainly. It's not like 12 and then you have to create your own, but it is maybe 30 or 40 and then you have to create your own. And I'm not seeing any story here. And the gameplay is a lot quieter, a lot more relaxed, and a lot more laid back when you're not dealing with having to land on an actual record. So unless it's you're supposed to hit the record players, I'm not seeing anything to land on. And I'm not seeing a ton of extra variety in the game. That was the other thing that concerned me, is the idea of this just getting boring rather quickly. You see that speaker being there did nothing. So I have to hit this, and then I probably missed what I was trying to hit. So we'll come back this way. And it's a fan that will go up, but only if you hit it really lightly. And you've lost that influenza bug, so you can't cheat your way. You're actually having to putt accurately. And now it's night time, or maybe there's something more to it than that. Let's see. I'm gonna try and hit it so it gets thrown back. So this and then that was what I was trying for. And apparently you can just crush your ball and no problem there. How far can we get the ball out there? See, I don't know if there's another way past this. Like, if I power through that, I guess I go that way. And then power through this. I end up right where I was. Just not power through that so much. And if I hit start, there's no skip hole, which is kind of sucky. And when you hit the flagpole in golf, often it helps you get into the hole. Here, they've made that floating screen so big and in the wrong position, it actually hurts you and bounces it back away. Where I would have tried to improvise something different, either a hologram or a floating machine that would catch the ball and give it some maybe gravity physics or something to let's try that again this way. Wow. And we can do this free stroke, assuming I'm not really, really bad, which apparently I am. And isn't that the hole right there? Oh, this is awful. This is just awful. So you gotta get that power just right. Too strong, it sends you back. Too, well, no, too strong, it overshoots. Too weak, you get stuck. There must be another way that requires, if you go this way. No, don't. Undo the undo. Where's the redo button when you need it? Oh, this is a mess. And still, you've got how many strokes until you just take the mulligan on this? And if you miss, which I'm about to do, you're right back to the way you began. Oh man. Alright, well, how many holes are on this? I want to get to the end. Finally. Now just don't screw this up too badly. You still get money. I hate that you're loading. Really? Come on, so close. So close. And is that a record? Or is that the hole? Man, I desperately need that influenza bug to cheat. I like how the game gives you this pattern, this path showing you where you were in your previous strikes. That's a nice feature for golf. Let's see. And long ago we've lost that free shot, I'm sure. And the music's playing and it's nice. There's nothing wrong with it. Nice and relaxing. But it's odd for the game to be nice and relaxing now after what it's done to us with the with all that backstory. Like, you know, Everybody's Golf recently came out, and that's a pretty good Switch Nintendo golf game. Darn it, man. They are, and I'm not doing good. And I'm out of fuel now, so no. Okay. That's hole 9. Quite round. We were really close to that, and so we saw all of those. Let's see. Vertiginous tutorial 1, learn to play. Let's hop in this just to see if it's the same as what we've done before, or if this is just a completely different tutorial with backstory removed. Now this is the same. This is the same hole. It's just there's no backstory now. And I assume like only one hole. Maybe slightly easier. Which probably means we've seen the entire variety of everything that this game can do too. And in the tutorial mode, they specifically won't let you get away with not rewinding. And it's still different even in this tutorial mode. And I don't have the bug yet. Still. Or press to view a replay of your shot. Hit that. We never used any of that. Were those plants with the floating orbs? And tutorial 1 complete. Now try mini putt 1 course. And that's just kind of it. They've put the same things, I think, in a different order. And I guess dark holes are now the things that you have to play. A challenging course that requires expert navigation. This chipper and influence bug are enabled to help you proceed. And then a continuation of dark holes with an even more challenging 9 holes. And beyond that, A middle ground between the mini golf courses and the dark holes. No chipper, but you won't need it. So meditation. And everything else is just mini putt. And it's like there's a driving range. What's this one? Challenge where you drive 3 shots off a tee, a race, and race 2. And template, mini putt, template, dark hole, template, pixel first. Let's see what the dark holes are, but I think we're done here. Like, I think if there is any story, it's gonna be extremely lighter, and the game just kind of feels, I'd hate to say unfinished, but unfinished. Yeah, that really is the right thing to say, because there's a clear desire for, I'm pretty sure we've done this. I'm pretty sure we've done this course. So what makes this a dark hole? Like, we've done this. That was awful. Like, we've been all over this. And this one is locked, so maybe? Nope. Man, I need a lot of power there. Maybe some things are slightly different. But for the most part, this just seems like what we were doing before. Oh, and apparently I could do this the whole time to swing it back. That was the trick I was missing. We're not seeing any records. We're not seeing any requirement for records. Come on. You're not really getting any more score. Let's see, and these are just things we've done. This is just repeating. So I have to say I'm pretty disappointed on just the variety of courses. If Dark Holes and Dark Holes Continuation are really... apparently they also save which hole you're on so you can go back and play. Then there's just a small handful, maybe 10 or... I'll be generous and say maybe 15 mini putt-putt sections. They're back. There and back. Again, this... I think we've done this. I think we've played the whole game. Really. Let's see. Retrieve your pitching club by exiting this sign. Seems like I can use either one, whether I want to or should or not is another question. They clearly had a... They created it so you have to use the putter. Wow, something is holding me electromagnetically. Yeah, there's nothing here. Chip it if you got it. Drop it if you're not. Alright, enough of this, enough of this, enough of this. Quit round, exit. So, while I guess you can never be fully certain, it seems like you've got these 4 courses, several of these that are tutorials and don't even count towards your score when it holds up. And it's just going to be a lot of replaying. Ignoring community courses, which maybe there's millions of those, but that's not what the people, the players of the game, the creators of the game made. And then these 4 bits of story which are worth playing and nothing else. So since I got this game for free, I guess I'm generally happy with it. It seems like there's only, like, Malart deserves a lot of recognition here, and perhaps the art from Lone Elk Creative could have been better, and the code, I mean, you programmed just entirely the wrong game for that story, and the story is king in my book. And then the creator element was probably helpful for them to create levels, but then they didn't even bother to create levels, so what does that tell you? Like, it must not be that good of a creator. And then this whole section is crazy. Clearly there's not something else that you're supposed to find. The different clothing is pointless. The different putters is pointless. It is really dumb because you'll get money, buy new putters, you'll just see different putters, and so it's a system designed to try to force you to play the game way. Let's see. Bonus and coin will be bestowed on the flying and the high. Let's see. Find combinations in cloth, leather, and tweed. No need to untie. Fathom and deduce the individual dress code for a monetary multiply. So apparently, if you match clothes, you might get a money multiplier. Who knows if that's really true or not. Like, let's see if I equip that hat. It doesn't seem like the money multiplier goes up, but if you buy different clothes, it does seem like there is a trick here. So yeah, clothes also increase your money multiplier, but only for the reason of buying more clothes and things like. This whole section should just be out of the game. You could have animated this part as a cutscene. We didn't need to really interact with that. In fact, this whole part should have been done in some weird golf element where you were playing Vertiginous Golf and you caused it to crash and destroy the engine that was creating all the pollution. That would make a lot more sense. And having the game start in this world with all of this is just ridiculous. Really, really ridiculous. Some really crazy elements in this. But we've gone on really long, and in all honesty, now that I've seen this so little of this game, I don't think I'd ever go back and play it again. But I am happy I did play it. So this was one of the few, and I mean few, free games I've gotten that is really worth playing. Now I want to kind of look and see if maybe this company has created something better since this game came out, and that would be very interesting if they just took this whole story and put it in something more worth playing than just a putt-putt game. As an actual putt-putt game, it kind of sucks. It doesn't have enough variety for its items. It doesn't have anywhere near enough maps. But the story, I think, is worth playing. That's it for this series. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.